welcome. You're watching Commodity Champions and I'm Manisha Gupta, and this is a special one that we bring you from Geo Convention Center. This is IJS Tritiya Signature, where you have thousands of exhibitors spread between Nesco and Geo, and there's a huge footfall as well. Well, it's the beginning of the year, and it's very interesting to see on where the jewelry market will head on from here for 2025. I want to start talking about diamonds first, and the last couple of years were slightly on a weaker side, especially when it came to exports. Remember, we saw all-time high prices in diamonds. That was back in Feb 2022, but the last couple of years have seen a bit of a decline. Well, not in all categories, but most categories. And it would be interesting to know from the who's who of diamond industry on how 2025 really seems to be looking like. So joining me on this discussion is Mr. Milan Chokshi. He's owner Moksh. I also have with me Mr. Darshit Hirani from Hirani Exports, and Kayvan, Tasvala, is partner Peacemoon Traders. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining in. I want to start with you first, and you know, when you look at the markets right now, and I want to start with prices first, there's been a lot of debate on how the raw diamond prices have seen a decline. Has it impacted a lot when it comes to the retail prices as well?
Thanks, Manisha. Thanks for making time to come to the show. No, I don't think pricing is as much a factor for a retailer or a consumer as much as it is for a manufacturer. So in some ways, lower pricing is great for the retailer because that kind of helps with their margins. They can make product a lot more attractive and affordable. So no, I don't think the pricing, while optics can be that pricing falling is a negative impact, but sometimes it's a positive and kind of brings more customers in, right?
How would you say 2024 panned out for you in sense of an opportunity and then a challenge?
So luxury in general, since you started contextualizing this conversation with 2022 being a high, luxury, that is watches, bags, all the high brands, they're all seen a significant dip in consumption over the last year. Should I wait?
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, so it's, whether it's watches, handbags, clothes, all of it has seen a decent dip. So diamonds being a luxury product and jewelry being a luxury item is in the same kind of space. So naturally, that would also see an impact. Spending in general has
taken a bit of a hit
for all luxury products.
And when it comes to exports, the numbers seemed really weak. Would you say India was a bright spot within all of this?
Obviously, the Indian economy over the last few years, and it's widely discussed everywhere. Indian economy is strong. China and the US are going through its own, transition period. China because of its economic situation, and the US, particularly with regards to our industry, is going through a bit of a change in consumption patterns.
Sure.
So India being such a huge market, obviously everyone's focus will now be inward and focus on India. And that's a good thing because everyone will spend lots of money trying to build the category here, spend on marketing, branding, advertising. And that rising tide will lift all boats.
Let me come to you for a number as well, Milan. And what would you say has been a growth for India? We all understand that when it comes to diamond, it's just about 11% of a penetration. With the way the market is moving, are you looking at growth continuing at a pace that we've seen?
Not immediately.
Okay.
I think it will take some time for the dust to settle on, all the changes that we are seeing in the industry. But eventually, over a longer period, I think there'll be clear distinction. Categories will be stronger, luxury, generics, everyday product. A lot of that, as marketing evolves in India and communication evolves in India, I think, culturally India is such a strong market for jewelry. I don't see a problem. I think it'll become probably one of the most important markets, if it isn't already one.
All right. Darshit, to you then, and we all understand, as Milan Bhai has put in a context there, that luxury across has seen a bit of a hit, let's say.
Yes.
For you, how has it been? Because you deal in uber luxury in sense of diamonds as well there.
Correct. So we are in the rarer side of things. We do color diamonds. Color diamonds are extremely rare, with less than 2% of all diamonds being color. So for us, it has been a very different experience. is two-pronged. I mean, certainly internationally things have slowed down. It has affected our business, yes. But domestically, this particular segment of color diamond has been appreciated big time, and the demand has been going up year over year, year over year. And I think the consumption pattern is also in a way where people want something new and different. With social media, people are moving on to new products very quickly, new things very quickly. So that certainly plays a role. So we have enjoyed the good times so far in India. I believe we would keep enjoying for the few years to come, considering how India is doing and how the spending pattern is. So yeah, I mean, that is a good prospect, yes. But then, yeah, overall, I think things are challenging internationally. Even when it comes to color diamonds, for that matter, China and America, you know, they are facing challenges with war and other aspects. But I think all in all, I feel India is going to be the
So what has been your
side.
bigger market until now, and are you looking at newer markets now?
So India is a newer market for us in a very large way. Middle East also has been, I think, overall been doing quite decent. I think a lot of the mindset matches with how India is and how Middle East is. So we do see a good traction still compared to all the other markets. We think Middle East and India are doing the best for now. Yeah.
Kayvan, are you also planning to see 2025 continue as the same way? Are you looking at international markets opening, or do you think India is going to be a major focus?
I feel India is going to be the main focus. International markets, I don't see China, US to grow more. I'm looking at Middle East market to grow nicely. So that is a good area for exports. But India is going to be the main progressive country for jewelry, yes.
So what are plans for 2025 now? As the new year begins and we have an IIGS happening right here, how do you see the footfall? What are people looking at? What are you presenting now for 2025? And what is the one marketing strategy that you will pick for this year?
People are looking more for designer pieces, one-of-a-kind piece, which is very different. They don't want traditional pieces. So their focus is they want to keep an inventory. The retailers want to keep an inventory which is very different from everyone. So coming up with new designs, new concepts, and one-of-a-kind pieces is going to be our strategy for this year.
So what is going to be the buzzword? Is it going to be technology, newer designs, giving them a customer service, which they, something that we've talked about in the last year as well?
I think customer service is going to be the main part here, because they want, ready prompt services, good quality, different segments, different concepts. So this is what they are looking for. So this would be their focus area.
Milan bhai, another thing that we've been talking about is while the gold is hallmarked, the jewelry that is, and silver, there's a lot of conversation that silver and bullion would be hallmarked as well. When it comes to certification within diamonds, there has been a conversation and the government has been talking, BIS is looking at it, but is that a possibility at all, or do you think the third-party certifications is the way to stay right now?
Certainly. There has already been a conversation about disclosure at point of sale when it comes to natural versus grown
synthetic
diamonds.
Or lab-growns.
Lab-grown and natural. There has obviously a representation that has reached. They are kind of going over it, and there should be some kind of clarification on that. And similarly, even the laboratory services that now will become very critical, because the consumer is also more aware with so much being written in media about lab and natural. It's important that the consumer is protected, and I think the consumer themselves will ask for some kind of third-party audit on what they're purchasing. So yeah, consumer protection is critical so that the trust and belief in this industry remains intact. Hallmarking did a fantastic job for our industry. The industry really burst after that came in, and the same thing will happen with gemstones and diamonds as well.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. There's more transparency. There are more IPOs coming into the market as well, more corporates getting into this street. But is lab-grown still the elephant in the room, or do you think that is settled, done, and the market is moved on?
No, it's not yet done. There is going to be, it's a very new product, right? There is a customer for it. There is a use for it. Nobody knows where it's going to go at this point. It will be, it will take some time for businesses and brands to use the product for its best value. Consumers will also find a reason to buy it at the right time. And like I said earlier, that it be marketing, branding, storytelling, all of this put together, which will put all the products in their places. I think, I've said it before, I think we should be discussing the painting and not the paint as much.
All right.
So,
that point is well taken.
Yeah.
It's a global 76 billion of a diamond jewelry market. And as we get into 2025, it's going to be a lot about the new president in US and how will he act and how will all the countries react. Is that making you nervous?
No, not at all. I believe, when people make money, they want to spend it. They spend it on all kinds of things, vacations, products, be it clothing or jewelry.
More in sense of geopolitics, because the Russian sanctions and the Kimberley process, and there's lots that happen in 2024.
Yes.
Are you looking at 2025 with a different lens?
I feel things are going to stabilize a bit more with all the elections and everything done, I believe. So I believe it is going to be better than 2024 in that sense, because I don't see too many red flags. There were many red flags in 2024 for that matter. So I believe things are going to get better from here. So 2025 is only better than 2024.
So let me come to you with the final questioning now on how do you see 2025 one? What is it that you think will work the most here? And what are your investment in? What is new that you're bringing in this year?
This year we'll be focusing more on bridal kind of jewelry. We are going to keep that because what we see is
big purchases.
Yes. So that is an upcoming thing now coming up in India. So they want bridal kind of stuff. So that is what is going to be our focus this year.
Darshit, bigger is better?
For me, no. Even my kind of products, no, bigger is not better. Quality is more important. But I think with all the big weddings that is happening in last year that has happened, it has opened up a lot of people's eyes to what bridal jewelry has been. So, people are exploring different products. I mean, if you see that many of the big weddings have so many different varieties of products being worn, I think people are choosing what they like and they are demanding such level of products. And I think that's what's going to drive quite a bit of the high-end bridal segment. And along with that being an inspiration, it does trickle down as well. So that's what I feel that's going to be the trend set.
Your final comments as well. More participants coming in. The world is changing in so many ways. Quick commerce and online is coming in. Has world changed a lot for you? And what's your sense as you get into New Year?
I mean, we're in the luxury business, which is typically a slow. Luxury in my world is a slow kind of. It's not go with the flow, it's go with the slow. So we don't move. We don't move that fast. But the effort is to actually show the customer something they've never seen before. So while everything else is, in media and online and, you see it on your phone, our effort is to find them something that they've never seen before.
All right. So clearly the worst is behind us. We have very hopeful jewelers sitting here, manufacturers, diamantiers as well, telling us that 2025 is the year to be. And luxury, well, yes, I absolutely get your point that while you're all running away, but running up and running and rushing, but luxury is something that works slow but works most importantly. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining in. Well, that's about diamonds, where you are looking at a better 2025 perhaps coming in. But after this break, we'll talk to you about gold, and there's a lot happening there as well.